I'm assuming we live.
I was looking at you like that, like
I'm
um,
assuming we live. I
you
told y'all,
just you
boy,
just sitting there smiling. Nothing was
look,
happening just now.
my
Okay,
system be acting crazy. So
we're
when
gonna
I
try this
hit
again.
go live, it just does nothing. But hey, everybody. Welcome to another night of My Life Has Destiny podcast. Who I am one of your hosts,
Hey,
Quinn
Simone.
Jones, my sister over there, Coco Fent, and y'all know who we are. Hey, Simone. And tonight is going to be a short and sweet night. We are doing standards part 2 because the Lord has put this in my spirit again. Um, Coco just reminded me that we talked about standards on last week. So this is going to be a part 2. Before I go into the topic, and I pray everybody had a productive day on today. Mine was very productive, but I've been out of my house since 4:30 this morning and just got back home at 7:20 this evening. So I am here. So it's going to be short and sweet. Yay. But I'm excited to be here. So before we go into the show, Coco, you got anything for the people on tonight?
You won't let me be quiet, y'all, but that was my plan. Um, only thing I got is learn your word. Learn your word, because right now there's something coming. It's around the bend. It's a lot closer than what you think. And if you don't know the word, you're gonna fall for anything and everything. So I'm telling you right now, you better know the word so you won't fall for the counterfeit. Because it's a lot of them being produced. That's all I got to say. Go ahead.
All right. Well, that was a standard that was set for y'all. Learn the word. Listen, guys, I'm going to start from the basics. So let's deal with a standard. And what is a standard? Simone, stop laughing at us already. A standard is a level of quality or attainment. So let me ask you this before I go into anything. What quality of life do you have for you? What quality of life do you have set for you? Because when we come out the womb, our parents set standards for us. It's like, I want my child to make something out of themselves. I want my child to go to school. I want my child to be greater than I am. These are all standards that are set. And we turn around and we set standards for our children. I don't want my child to go through what I've been through. Yeah. I don't want my child to go through what I've been through. I want my child to be greater than me. I want my child to love themselves more than I did. I want my child to learn from me. You know what I'm saying? These are all standards. I don't want them to have to experience a whole bunch of drama. I don't want them to go through abuse. I don't want them to be a byproduct of their environment. I want them to walk in greatness. So, with that being said, it's also standards are also an idea or thing used as a measure, a norm or model in comparative evaluations. So let's think about this. A lot of times we compare ourselves to other people instead of looking in the mirror and saying, "Hey, I am different than I was in my past." You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like I was. I want to be better than I was. When I was 16, I was immature. I was running the streets. I was doing what I wanted to do. I was rebellious, hard headed. Do I want that for my adult life? We need to compare our past to our future so that we won't go down the same road, so that we won't stay stagnant in that thing. These are setting our standards. I'm setting my standards so that my ladder will be greater than my past. I'm setting my standard so that when I go into an interview, I can say, look, I'm worth this, and this is what I need. I can negotiate that pay and not just take the minimum wage. I'm setting my standard because I know the quality of my life. I know I went to school. I know I got that degree. I know, and even if you didn't, I know my experience gives me more value than that piece of paper. So I know I'm worth more than just $10 an hour. I know I'm not going to take less than $50,000 a year. These are the type of standards that we need to set for ourselves, and we need to see ourselves as greater. We need to see ourselves as that of value. We need to teach people how to treat us by our standard. That's even in relationships. How you treat yourself is how you're going to teach others to treat you. If you have low self-esteem and you lack confidence, that's how people are going to treat you, as if you don't know anything, as if you're not worthy. You're going to accept anything. They're going to talk to you any kind of way. Why? Because you're not setting the standard for your life. So at that point, it's like, hey, I don't deserve this. You're starting to look at yourself. You're not going to treat me this way. I deserve better than how you're talking to me. I deserve better than you coming in and out of my life. I deserve better than you telling me I'm not going to be anything or I can't accomplish this, when I know I'm smarter than that, and I know I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Just like God has a standard for our life, we have to have the standard for our life. Look, there are requirements to God. God gives us a standard. His standard is love. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, and strength, right? That's his standard. He wants us to love him. He wants us to love him so that what? He can work on our behalf. Yes, we deserve better, Simone. He also told us, do not conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So he don't want us to think like the world. He want us to think like him. And he said we're fearfully and wonderfully made. He said nothing's impossible for him. He told us to walk by faith and not by sight, but we're constantly looking at distractions. These are his standards for us. He told us faith without works is dead. He told us to love on our enemies. He told us do not murder, do not kill, do not steal. He told us to walk in meekness and in kindness. These are the standards that he has set for our life. He told us to bless him at all times. He told us to seek him while he may be found. He told us to knock and the door will be opened unto him. He told us that to serve the Lord with gladness. He told us to stand steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. So if he's telling us all this and he's setting a standard for us so that he can open up the windows of heaven and pour out blessings that we don't have room enough to receive it, why do we walk in disobedience? And we wonder why our children are disobedient. And we wonder why things are not going correct in our life. And we wonder why, when we go through, if this is a test, when we're walking by faith, because our faith is not true until it is tried, why we don't go through things with peace, and why we're constantly distracted and easily offended. Let this mind be, yes. Let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. Absolutely. Why are we going through all of this when he told us that we're going to have some long suffering? But guess what? He also told us it was good that we've been afflicted, that we might learn his statutes. I love that scripture, because although I'm going to go through something, although my life is going to be in turmoil, although there's going to be some obstacles and some distractions, it's a test for my testimony. It's setting a standard for my life. It's teaching me so that I can mature and I can get off the milk and get on the meat. These are the standard. Yes, Philippians 2 and 5. Yes, these are the standards. My sister got something to say. Y'all see her face, right? These are the standards that the Lord has set for us. In your go through or your grow through, you should be blessing the Lord at all times. And his praise shall continuously be in your mouth. I don't want no rocks crying out for me. I'm going to bless him regardless. Why? Because I know he's a provider. Because I know he's a healer. Because I know he's a way maker. Because I know he's Jehovah Jireh. Because I know he's a comforter. Because I know that he said no weapon that's formed against me is going to prosper. No plague is going to come nigh thy dwelling. My dwelling. I got to make it personal. If I make my bed in hell, he's right there with me. So why can't I keep the standard that God set for me? Why can't I lead by example so that my children will want to follow after me? Because if they seeing me wayward, and he said every knee is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. He said you either going to be hot or you're going to be cold. You can't be lukewarm. Those are standards. Which one is it going to be? I was watching a movie one day called The War Room. And the lady went to, the realtor went to the lady's house. And she asked her if she wanted a cup of coffee, but she asked her how her prayer life was. And she's like, I pray sometime. So when she gave her the cup of coffee, she gave her a warm cup or cold cup. Cold cup, warm cup. Lukewarm cup. And the lady, she was like, you like your coffee lukewarm? She said, no, mine's is hot. She said, because that's how my prayer life is. God don't want you lukewarm. You got to make a decision. I'm about to bring you up here, Simone. You got to make a decision on how you're going to serve him. He gives us choices. That's the standard he set. He don't force you. He gave you a choice. Either you're going to serve him or you're not. And Simone said, lo, I'm with you, even until the end of the world in Matthew 28 and 20. Y'all go back and read Romans 8 and 28 and Romans 12 and 2 and Galatians 5 and 16. Y'all read that on your own time. But he also told you to walk in the spirit. Walk in the spirit. And Coco already gave you, she said, get in your word. Get in your word because something's coming down the pipe. How do you combat the things of the spirit? If you don't got no word, you can't fight a spirit physically. You have to have a word to combat the things of the enemy. But you have to be able to discern if it's the enemy or if it's you. Choose ye this day whom you will serve in Joshua 24 and 15. Who are you going to serve? What standard have you set for you and your family? As for me and my house, I'm going to serve the Lord, regardless of what I've been through or what I'm going through. Regardless of what it looked like. Regardless if I have more month than money. Regardless if I'm not feeling good in my body. Because without him, I cease to exist. That's the standard I have for my life. And I have that standard because he said, seek ye first the kingdom of God. And everything else is going to be added. So if I seek him, then I asked him. He said, "You have not because you ask not." Then I walk by faith, I believe it, and I implement my faith. I put it to work. I put it to action because faith without works is dead. I know he's going to take care of my every need according to his riches and glory. What's the standard that you have set for your life, for your children, for the people around you? How will you enhance the quality of your life? By the standards that you set. Will you set a standard to get out of that toxic relationship? Will you set a standard to invest in yourself? Will you set a standard to get a better job? Will you set a standard to start your business? What's your standard? Simone said, put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And when you have done all you can, just stand. Ephesians 6:10-12. Y'all go read the whole chapter. That's all I got. I'm gonna turn this over to my sister because she got something to say. Even though she said she gonna be quiet.
I was trying. But
It was written all over your face. But keep your standards.
Okay, so First Kings, 18 and 21. Elijah went before the people and said, "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is your God, then follow him." But the people said nothing. Okay, I need y'all to read 1 Kings 18 in its entirety, in your own time. But I chose that scripture because my question for y'all tonight is, and it's not even a question, more of a statement. If your standards for God is exactly the same way that your standards are for people, you got a problem. Because they're not in the same category. My standards for God, I ain't even got words. My standards for people, I ain't got none. Reason being is because I allow a person to pretty much speak for themselves.
Right.
And then once I see you, I know how to deal with you accordingly. So my standards for people, I don't have any. Life has kind of thrown that little wicked curveball, and I no longer do that to myself. I don't do that. Because when you start putting standards on people and then they don't live up to the standard, you start getting disappointed. You start feeling hurt. You start feeling a whole lot of different ways. And I ain't got the time nor the energy.
Right.
So I don't get people standards anymore. I just expect you to be you with no hesitation. I expect you to be you without having to explain yourself as to why you are the way you are. That's what I expect. Nothing more, nothing less. That's pretty much it in a nutshell for me, as far as standards are concerned. But my standards for God, I have a lot of expectations of him. And my expectations and my standards for him are not the same thing. There are certain things that I always expect God to do because he is who he is, and I know he's capable of doing it. So that's why I always keep a spirit of expectation. I always want to see him move, whether he move for me or whether he don't move for me. I like to see him moving in the lives of other people because they let me know he's still in business. You catch what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's still in the business of making a way. He's still in the business of bringing people out. He's still in the business of showing you who he is at the right time. When you thinking, oh, woe is me. Why do it seem like you so far away? I can't hear you no more. I can't feel you no more. God, where did you go? He went nowhere. First of all, his word tell you that. His word tell you that he'll never leave you nor forsake you. So why do y'all automatically feel like he went somewhere? One of the other things that you got to understand is God is not your flunky.
I know that's right.
He ain't your homie. Because you
Mm-mm,
don't even talk to your homies every day.
mm-mm.
He ain't your homie. None of that. Because some of y'all, your relationship with your homie far greater than the one that you got with the Lord.
I know that's right.
Y'all got this wonderful little saying and term y'all like to use. Yo ride or die. I need y'all to change that statement. Throw it away. Start using something else. Because your true ride or die, ride for you every day and actually die for you.
Mm.
Can you say the same for the one that you call your ride or die? Just saying. Just giving you a little food for thought. And I will say this also. The word gives you ammo. It keeps you locked and loaded at all times to
Mhm.
come against what the enemy is doing. So if you have no word, you have no ammo.
That's right.
It's like pulling the unloaded gun on somebody. Who does that?
Now I said the cat.
So I'm just saying.
Mhm.
The word is what keeps you locked and loaded. Might want to pick it up so you can have some ammo.
Mhm.
Because some of y'all falling a little short.
Mhm.
I'm saying, you know, I don't like to give. I feel like I've been giving out a lot of warnings lately, and I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
Open your mind.
So I'm just gonna say, stay locked and loaded. The easiest thing for you to do. You can pick it up. If you stay with your face in the phone, download a Bible app. Keep your face on that too. If you don't want to read it, you can hit audio. It'll read it for you. Just saying. Because, a lot of us like to make excuses. There's no excuse with that one. It will read it to you. So I'm just saying. I'm trying to
She
remain right here.
she trying to be good, y'all.
I'm trying to remain right here because of her. I've been in rare form a lot lately. Not a good place to stay. Let me just put it that way. Anyway, um, yeah. So
I told
that's all I got.
I
That's all.
told y'all this was gonna be short and sweet on tonight. It just was
Okay.
rolling over in my spirit because our standards are too low for ourselves. And it's time for us to upgrade. We need to upgrade.
Prime example of keeping ultimate standards. The three Hebrew boys. Okay. Those of you that know the story, for those of you that don't, I'll give you a snippet. When they got ready to be thrown into the fiery furnace, the fire was so hot that if you came close to it, you burn up too.
Mhm.
The reason why they was getting ready to get thrown is in this wonderful fiery furnace is because of who they believed in, their standards. and who God was to them, they refused to change the standards
That's right.
and lower their standards to do something that was not of them for nobody. They were willing to die over their standards. You catch what I'm saying? And because they were so true to their standards, when they got thrown into the fiery furnace, it went in 3, but when you looked in, it was 4.
Mm-hmm.
God was right there with them. They
Mm-hmm.
walked out of that fiery furnace unsinged too. And
Mm-hmm.
they didn't smell like smoke.
That's right.
So understand what other people try to throw you in if it don't meet your standard. Stay true to your standard. Whatever it may be. I hope they right. But only you know that. We don't. I'm very true to my standards. So, like I said, take a lesson from the 3 Hebrew wars. Where you stand behind your so-called standards to the point of death almost and not waver from what you say you believe. So just saying. Because I think your standards and what you feel like you live as your lifestyle don't add up. Who you say you are to where you're supposed to be, 2 totally different things. Where you are now compared to where you headed, 2 totally different things. Because it's not the same place. Your now and your future are not the same. Trust me, there's power in your now.
Yes, it is.
But can you make it to your future?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Can you make it to your future? If your next level was to present itself to you, would you know it?
Mm-hmm.
Or are your eyes so wide shut that you don't see?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you got opportunities, doors being open, and all of that being presented. But you know what the problem is? You can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You're so blind that you can't see it. But you're blind with your eyes wide open.
Mm-hmm. Preach.
Yes, therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whoever thou judges, wherein judges another, thou condemnest thyself. That's right. But I'm just asking, can you make it to your next level? Some of you are passing over your next level
Mm-hmm.
for things that you think look like the next level. See, things are being presented in this hour to look like those things that you desire, but they are not it. So I need you to understand where we are. You got people being made over to look just like that package you want, but it's so not it. And you keep falling for it over and over and over again. You see it, but you don't want to see it. So it cycles. You won't get out of the cycle because you won't pull yourself out of the cycle. You won't let go. You refuse. You holding on to what he trying to pull you away from. You keep bringing things back that he told you to walk away from. You keep letting people back in that ain't supposed to be there. Why? All because you can't let go. But go ahead, it's your choice. Do as you feel, do as you like. You know, these little terms that people are like, oh, the heart wants what the heart wants. Well, your heart is telling you to go to hell. You go.
Whew.
Your eyes see a fireball standing in front of you around a person, and you gonna go touch the flame? I don't get it. Y'all better ask God to unbreak the soul tie.
Mhm.
Because if you're not strong enough to do it on your own, I don't know what to do. Hold on, y'all, because somebody's here.
Somebody at the door. But can I say this while she's getting her door? Holiness is right. When you set your standard, keep your standard. Do not lay it down. Do not compromise who you are for your flesh. It is possible to keep the standard. Definitely possible. And look, when I say holiness, I'm not just talking about sex.
Yes,
Holiness is more than just not having sex. That's one part of it. But recognizing when you're wrong and being able to repent, knowing that you're not walking right and being able to change your way, changing your mindset, that's all God wants for us.
yep. That's it right there, Simone. If he can transform himself into a angel of light at
Hmm.
any given time, that tells you there's counterfeits walking around.
Yep, he make you look real pretty.
Y'all love that little tickling ear word, but that little pastor that get behind that pulpit.
Mm-mm. It's not
That's what
it.
y'all like, the tickling ear word. Keep chasing it. You don't want to hear heaven or hell. You don't want to hear that if you're lukewarm, I spew you out. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear depart from me because I know you're not. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. All of the stuff that he uses to take care of those who he loves. The
Mhm.
Bible says he chastises those
Yes, he
whom he
does.
loves. So if you feel like you're being chastised, he love you. He's showing you that he love you, right?
Just like you chastise your children. You love
Right?
them, right?
He's showing you that he love you, right? Okay.
Hmm.
So why we feel like, we being punished when he tell us no, or when we don't get something we don't see it, when we feel like we being punished. A lot of things he keep you from, sometimes just because you're not ready.
Hmm.
You haven't shown that you're ready, but you want things so quickly. It's just like when people want to be married. Are you ready to be somebody's husband or wife? Do you know what that means? That means you got to give of yourself to somebody else. That means you can't be selfish because there ain't no selfish in marriage. Just so you know, you got another person that you got to worry about, and that other person entails worries about you. It's bigger than you. It's not just about you. When you have children and you start bringing kids into the mix, it's no longer about you
Mm-mm.
at all because now your children are your responsibility. You have a responsibility, just like God has a responsibility concerning us. Just like we have to allow our children to make their own mistakes, He allows us to do the same thing. Right. Follow peace with all men and holiness without no man shall see the Lord. But people and their versions of what holiness means these days is something. Even the way they try to use scripture is something. The Bible says you don't add nor take away.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody come up with new translations every Sunday. That ain't the ones we know. You hear people say it all the time. Instead of them picking it up to read it, hold on, I'm gonna ad lib it for you. No, no, thank you. I don't want you to ad lib it. I appreciate it. I know it, but obviously you don't. So I don't want you to ad lib it.
Mm-mm.
You know, He gave us 10 commandments to keep. And I see that people like to keep 3 and forget the other 7. Seriously. They have just forgot about the rest of them. Because the other 7 mean nothing to you. Thou shalt have no other God before thee. One of the main ones you forget. Because you turn everybody in your life and things around you, you make them into your God. Let's go to honor thy mother and thy father so your days will be long. And parents, do not turn your children to wrath. Let's go there. Because the children forget it and the parents do too. The parents are quick to throw it out to the child, the first part of the scripture, but they leave out the part where he say, don't turn your children to wrath. It go both ways. For the married folks, I believe he said, do not commit adultery. I believe that's one of the things he said.
That is one of the things.
And we tend to kind of forget that one on a daily basis for some
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can commit adultery without sleeping with people.
Mm-hmm.
Just so y'all know. You
Mm-hmm.
know, everybody like to take everything he say and turn it sexual,
Mm-hmm.
but that don't just mean sex. Any relationship built with somebody that is not your spouse is adultery. If
Mm-hmm.
you know that relationship ain't right. I ain't talking about friendships
Mm-mm.
because some of y'all got friendships that go beyond friends.
Mm-mm.
And you know it could turn to quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Mm-mm.
Why? Because you allow people to overstep their boundaries. I tell people quickly, I can be your friend, but do not cross the boundary with my spouse. And he ain't gonna let you cross it no way. So I have no issues with that part. But if you allow these wonderful little people that y'all allow to come in and creep into your relationships.
Did you say little people?
I say little people.
Okay.
That's the way, that's the terminology I gotta use right
Okay.
now. To creep into your relationships and start coming to you with this vulnerable side because you done opened your mouth and told too much of your business. And they start coming to you, oh, well, you know what your wife gonna do at home. You need a hot meal, I'll bring it to you at work tomorrow. Or, things of that nature. You
Mm-mm.
don't allow another person to overstep their boundaries.
Mm.
Okay? I cook every day. I don't need nobody bringing him no food unless I'm not home to do it. Unless I am incapacitated somewhere. And there are only two people that's gonna do that. Okay? So I'm just saying, they just certain things that you don't do. And certain people have allowed too many people to cross
Mm.
boundaries that they never should have crossed. And I mean in a lot of different areas. You have compromised yourself for people that won't even worth the compromise. They don't went on about their business, but you are the compromised individual. You the one God gonna have to deal with, and you the one that's gonna have to go see him. Cause that other person ain't got no relationship with him, but you do.
The devil is a liar. I bind you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. Mm, mm, mm. He mad. He big mad.
Here's the reason why I was trying to keep my mouth. Enemy don't like me right now.
Mm-mm.
And it's okay. He
Mm-mm.
pretty much don't like me most of the time.
Mm, mm, mm. It's
It's all
okay.
right. But I'm telling you to stop compromising yourself.
Mhm.
Because when you compromise yourself, you mess up your relationship with God.
That's right.
Because when you compromise, it takes you out of the will.
Yes, it does.
And sometimes you can compromise so much that you feel like you can never get back in good standing with God.
Hmm.
But He's always waiting
That's right.
with open arms. He ain't like people that once you do something they don't like, or once you tell them no, they don't know you.
Right.
That ain't His MO. His MO is I'll love you no matter what. Look at how He took Mary Magdalene off the street. He said, no, go and sin no more. And tell the people what God did for you. You ain't hear nobody bring it up. The only person that tried to bring it up was Judas. No, my Lord, why you letting her do that? When she came and broke the alabaster box to put it on his hair and his feet. Do you know how expensive that oil is? Do you know what we could have done with it? We could have sold it, da 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 da. He said, you have no ideas of what she doing.
Hmm.
Nobody knew that her reverence for him was preparing him for where he was going. Here's the reason why when people take communion, they're not taking it right. People have gotten out of the washing feet part of
Mm-hmm.
communion
Mm-hmm.
because that makes your communion complete. You don't see people do that no more. Yep, bro.
And that's true. When I was in the church for 11 years, we did it every year on Good Friday. And when I say that service is awesome, it teaches you humility. For those of you that don't understand what it is, it really teaches you humility. To wash somebody else's feet, I don't care what's on their feet.
And to pray for them as you do it. It ain't
Exactly.
just the washing of the feet.
Exactly. Exactly. To be able to sit at that person's feet, wash it, pray for it, pray for them, and then God truly use you and to heal them and to remove out infirmities.
Mm.
Ooh, Jesus. That was our shut in night. And then we still had to have service.
People have went away from the things that are important.
Hmm.
We don't have prayer and Tarian services anymore.
In a salon,
That's when you go to the nail shop, that ain't
that
communion.
ain't washing the no feet,
That,
girl.
that ain't that ain't communion. Because the wine they give you in there ain't it's not for a holy purpose.
Mm-mm.
Um, it is it's just not the same.
It's not.
I myself, I would love to be in the shut in because I ain't been in one in so long.
Right.
I just pray that my body will hold up all night.
It's been years since I've been.
Understand? But I would love to do it because I ain't been in one so long. We used to have everything in the church. They ain't even got the morning bench no more. When I say that now, some people don't even know what it is. And y'all older than me.
Mm-mm.
It's so much stuff that people have went away from. No,
No,
we're not just talking about church standards.
just the part that you ain't been on.
Yeah, it's just what you came in on. Um, but it's just like it's so much.
It's
Prayer,
overall standards for
prayer
you.
and Tarian service and real fast.
Yes.
Okay, not this microwavable version of fasting.
Simone
Real
said,
fasting.
what is that, Coco?
What a morning bench?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we used to have this little bench that had a kneeling thing down on it, and it had like a bench for the seat. Well, it wasn't meant for you to sit on. It was for when you came into the church. If you knew that you had been dealing with sin and all that good stuff, they had what was called the morning bench. So you would go to the morning bench and you would pray. A lot of people use that instead of allowing people to use the altar back in the day. But
Similar to
now,
what the Catholics use.
yeah.
You go in
But
there.
now we go straight to the altar.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about all types of standards. This is just the wrapping up of the night, Fred. Because I'm about to call your whole first name. Um, so I had to pause and just say Fred. But I but I would love to go back to that because prayer and tearing is how I got the Holy Ghost, y'all.
Me too.
And real fast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some of this stuff I see now when people be fasting, they be tripping me out. I'm like, what is that? What are y'all
First
doing?
off, they fast food in it. That's what they doing. They're not fasting. They on that seafood fast. Whatever they see, they eat. So, because
First
you
of
can
all,
tell, 'cause
fasting is more than food, y'all.
right,
You fast from the things that will take your focus off of God. That's what you're
but,
supposed to be fasting from. It
but
ain't just about what you turn, not the it's not just about the plate you turn down.
Right. But
You
even
know,
in that, because they're not doing it correctly, they still gaining weight. You ain't sacrificing your flesh. You ain't sacrificing anything.
I
You
hear
can't
people,
spend you can't spend
girl,
2 hours away from a TV. You can't get away you can't get away from junk food. You don't want to put no games down. You
honey.
no
I see people talking, oh well, I'm not gonna do the food part, but I can do the other parts of the fast.
that part.
Okay. So you feel like the other stuff is what's gonna break your flesh? Okay. That be my response. Okay. Do you?
Tell them to take away social media for 2 hours.
No.
They ain't
Tell them to take it away from the whole time you fast and they finna die.
exactly.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I only gave you 2 hours. And they still about to die. Who Jesus. Man, when I fast, I lose so much weight. Coco be like, if you don't go put some in your mouth to eat. I'm like, I can't, Coco.
I think her favorite song while she fasting is I'll Fly Away. Cause that's what it be. That's what she be trying to do to herself. I don't know. So, I just be looking at her like,
I can't.
okay,
And then extending the fast on top of it, Coco, I'm not hungry today.
okay. That's all I say, y'all, because y'all don't understand. We do this often. And every time I got to tell her the same thing. I ain't gonna say nothing next time because we got one coming up soon. Two, actually. And I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna look at her. Okay.
Simone, don't co-sign her.
You know. So I'm just going, all right. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
The struggle be so real. It be so real. Trying to get back when you truly fast and trying to get back to where it's like, okay, yeah, I need to.
You gotta take it easy. That's the thing that people don't do. People get off a fast, and the first thing you want to do is run to a whole restaurant. Honey, that whole restaurant for to tear your stomach up. You
Mm-hmm,
ain't gonna be able to eat the food, and
mm-mm.
you just gonna be like, okay, I just wasted my money.
I
That's
don't
what
even
it's gonna be.
of a
'Cause you
restaurant.
gotta work your way back up if you fast the proper way. You cannot just run back to how you was eating before you started your fast.
Mm-mm. Just give me a smoothie. I'll be happy.
Most of the time, after I come off of fast, the first things that I kind of run for is like a salad or a soup, and that's like my first thing that I go to coming off of a fast. And then gradually, as the week go by, I'll start going back to whatever I was taking in before that. But I normally start out on like a soup and a salad after I come off a fast. But I can't, as far as foods wise, I can't fast from food like I used to due to other issues now. So I have to take a different approach.
Mm.
Um, and so my different approach is what I take in, um, and the things that I choose to stay away from while fasting. So I'll be very um, aware of what I take in, and I'm not on the phone a lot during my fast either. So people will call me, they'll think that I'm just ignoring them. No, because I warned you ahead of time that I'm fasting for X amount of days. They
Mhm.
calling 400 times a day anyway. So, but I warned you ahead of time. So, it's just stuff that when you try to do what you do, that sometimes people around you don't understand what you do. But that gives you an opportunity to tell them about it. So when people don't know, you can explain. And the Bible tells you that you're not supposed to look like you fasted anyway.
Mm-mm. At all.
So, I look like I'm going about a regular day. But at home, I know what it is. To myself, I know what it is. And to, the important people that I know I have to deal with all the time, I tell them so they'll be aware. This is what I got going on for the next few days. So if you reach out and I ain't doing a whole lot of reaching back, don't take da 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 da. So I try to let the people know. But um you need to give yourselves up. There's something coming around the bend, y'all. I can't stress any more than what I'm stressing.
So you
So I'm telling you to gear yourself up.
lose me.
Get up every day and put on the full armor because the way the enemy is coming, if you're not locked and loaded, it's gonna hit you like a sack of bricks. All I have to say about that. Start. I've been telling y'all for I don't know a year and a half now, maybe even two.
Don't
Start.
look like you're fasting, Simone. You're not supposed to look all worn down.
Yeah, one out and look raggedy just because you fasting.
Right.
Yeah, that's not how that's supposed to go. You still got to get up every morning, wash your face, brush your teeth, use some
Get dressed.
mouthwash because you ain't supposed to. You're not supposed to look like that.
Shower.
Fasting doesn't mean that you stay away from everything. I need you to stay in your bathroom, shower. Okay, I need you to make sure you do that. Yes, because some people when they go on a fast, they won't wash either. That is not one of the terms he used. That's not it.
Mm-mm. When
Um,
you
you
present
know,
yourself before the Lord, you're supposed to present yourself, be a representation of Him. Present yourself appropriately,
yeah,
and
that's
you
not how
just
that's supposed to go.
just like you ain't going before anybody smelling. Well, I hope not. With your breath stinking. Well, I hope not. Um,
I just told y'all to brush your teeth. Um, you're
you're
supposed
gonna
to
be
get up.
presentable,
You're supposed to get up and do your norm. It
right?
ain't supposed to look like you ain't supposed to walk outside with your hair everywhere. You're supposed to walk. I ain't saying that you got to beat your face every day because I don't. I'm not a beat your face everyday person. I only do it when I need to. You know. But ain't nobody. You ain't nobody supposed to be able to tell that you
Right.
are fasting.
Mhm.
So you know. But you got people that do that. I don't mean go to Sam's and buy you a whole buttload of mints, pop them in your mouth and you ain't brushing your teeth.
Mm,
That
mhm,
is not gonna help.
mm,
Because when you go on a fast, the parts of your body enhance themselves.
mhm,
Your breath is horrible.
mhm.
Um, and let's not
So
talk
all
about
the toxins is coming out if
yeah,
you're
like
doing it correctly.
your breath is horrible. Let's not talk about your body odor is different
Oh God.
when you fasting, and so things become a little bit more potent, and you got to take care of that.
Mhm,
Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. Um, and if you're gonna fast the right way.
mhm.
Don't start a fast knowing that you have no plans on finishing it.
Right.
What was the need of you doing it? Well, the Lord told me to go on a fast. Did he? Did he? Because if he told you to go on a fast and you can only last one day, wow.
Was it him? Um, and then the thing is too, like Coco said, some people cannot fully turn your plate down, but there's different ways of fasting. The Daniel fast, you're eating healthy foods,
Mhm.
fruits, salads, soups. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be hungry. Just
Yeah,
make it healthy. You're eating nuts, stuff like that.
yeah.
Look it up.
Refrain. No sweets,
Right.
no dairy. A lot of people refrain from coffee at that time too, because you're not eating like you normally would, and caffeine kind of really ain't good friends. Because the caffeine could cause the adverse effect. Because your body is pretty much slowing itself down on the fast. You try to drink caffeine, it'll make you slower, and on top of that, it'll cause you to want to eat because you're not taking in as much. So it has the opposite effect when you're fasting. So caffeine is not your friend while you fasting because
Right.
it's gonna make you hungry. Okay.
To do
So
like
just
herbal teas and stuff like
yeah,
that.
so just in case y'all didn't know, that's what caffeine will do to you while you fast. All
Hmm.
right. But other than that, um, yeah, that's it. We
That's
gonna
it.
get up off of here tonight.
Yes.
Um, unless the Lord decide to take another turn. Um, Thursday night will be Q&A.
Hmm.
We have LXG tomorrow night with Girl Chat. We also have her Saturday with her critical conversations. I do believe Fred has something going on Friday night. Frederick, if you are still in the comment section there, sir, I need you to give me a thumbs up if that is correct or not, sir. But I do believe that he has something Friday night. And Sunday night, you guys, Sunday. And y'all will see me post it because the flyer will go up tomorrow. We are having our versus battle number 2 Sunday night, starting at 7. All right. So and that is gonna be via Zoom. So anybody that wants to come on can come on. Y'all can judge us for the ones that come on. Um, you say advertise your yes.
We love
Um,
you too, Simone.
but yeah, if y'all want to come on, by all means, I'm gonna make it a actual Facebook event with the Zoom link attached to the event. So again, it's not gonna be on Facebook Live. It's gonna be on Zoom for everybody that's been asking. But if you guys want to come on the versus battle and have a little musical fun and some enjoy some laughs because we cut up real bad last time. And enjoy some laughs. That's what we're gonna do Sunday night, y'all. So and then Monday will be what about your friends part 4, and then we'll be in March. So there you have it.
And on Wednesday, when I get out of school, probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm going to come and do chapter 2 of The Art of Forgiveness. So if you all want to join me, please do. If you want to get the book, please do. But yes, I will be up here Wednesday, probably about
Okay,
3:30,
yes,
4 o'clock.
yes, yes. Now I don't know if she are you coming on here to do that? Or are you just doing it from your page?
Yeah, I do it on here. My page, My Life Has Destiny, and I do it on my TikTok.
Okay, well, you might want to add your Twitch and do that too. So yeah, you guys. So I will send you the link, Simone, when I make it, because I'll be making it tonight, and the flyer will be going out tomorrow. Um, so I will send you the link. Please share it. I'll make sure I send you the flyer too. And again, anybody that wants to come on and enjoy some fun with some music and conversation, by all means, that's what we're gonna do Sunday night. So other than that, we love y'all. I don't know what March entails because it seems like it's gonna be a lot going on.
Mhm.
Um, but y'all know we keep y'all posted as time goes by. So I'm excited though. So I love y'all and thank you guys for the ones that have already sown into my GoFundMe, even the people that have sown and contacted me to push it directly to my Cash App. I appreciate all of you guys. I did have some people to ask me to put the link back up, so I will post it and put it back up on my page. And you guys will see it on all my pages, and I'm sure that you guys will see it circulated everywhere because we're gonna be pushing it and running it every week until um the goal is met. So
And
um
tag me when you put it back up.
okay. So but I love you guys. Y'all already know the motto. I love you to life. I love you to live every day on purpose and make it count. So we'll see y'all again Thursday night. But again, join LXG tomorrow night for girls chat. All right. So love y'all.
Have a good night.